Hello everybody, I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version. This time, I'm going to talk about raising children or child care. I don't know. So maybe child care is done by the third party. Wait a moment, please. Let me check out the meaning of child care. So child care is a provision of care for a child, especially a preschool by an institution or person other than a parent or guardian. So, child care is given by other organizations or other people than the parents of the children anyway. And the dictionary I used is, wait a moment please, isn't there anything written? So, the free dictionary, so online dictionary is what I used. Anyway, so, the name is free dictionary. The free dictionary is the name of that online dictionary. Anyway, so this time, so maybe I should it's fine to tell you that the title and the conclusion of this episode. The title is Children in Your Next Doors Are Your Children. And the conclusion is it's not each person but the community which raises its children. If you see children of your neighbors, they are your children. So before actually telling the truth, I have created the I have created an episode in the past, and that episode has the same context, not the same context, but the same content as this episode. Anyway, so what I'm saying is that so I have created an episode having the same content or in which I'm telling you the same story as this episode, which means so I have anyway I'm thinking of writing the link of that past episode in the description column of this episode so that you can listen to that episode. And so in that episode I was talking about in the past is that that past episodes in that past episode, what I was talking, what not what I was talking about. What I was talking about is how to raise children, maybe, and but actually, so when I was talking about how to raise children, so I was focusing on the on political problem or I maybe so better said I clad in that past episode I or in that episode I recorded in the past. So I clarified or I revealed which party or which organization or which people are responsible for the the problem of low fertility rate. So and in that past episode, I said I was explaining that it's a responsibility of the country, or it's responsibility it's a responsibility of each country, which has which means so each government has to do some policies, or they have to do they have to enact or carry out some policies. What they have to which means so those countries or the governments of the countries being worried about the low birth rates have to enact some policies for increasing or raising the low fertility rates, which is what I explained in that episode in the past. And so and its reason was that those governments can not only maybe the government it's the government which can get the benefits of the rates or of the increased birth rates or increased for not child but fertility rates, which is what I talked in a previous episode. And this time, so I'm thinking, so anyway, what I'm going to talk about is the same content, or what I'm going to talk about is the same story, but actually, so this time I'm thinking of focusing focusing on the level of community or the level of each person or what each person can do. Well, because this episode focuses on individual unit or unit of individual is the focus of this episode. So, and as I wrote in the title, so it's each community which has to raise children for solving the problem of low fertility rates. And that is because so why I created this episode is so some people discuss a problem in which mothers have to take works, or mothers have to do works related to raising children and doing housework. So but a husband or fathers do not help those busy mothers, and which is a problem, and which sometimes such a how should I say, such an unbalance, or such an inequality of houseworks or also works related to raising their children cause divorces. So I'm sorry for my complicated explanation. So let me tell you tacitly. So which means inequality or unfair distributions of houseworks may cause or may lead couples to divorces. Such a problem or such an inequality of houseworks may lead married couples to divorce. So there are such cases, and the situations vary depending on countries. And for example, my country. So what I have told you is a case of my country, which means so in this country, women or married woman, how should I say, better said, so mothers or wives tend to, or mothers or wives are likely to do houseworks or as other works related to or necessary to raise children, or their children, I mean. And this is the case, of course, so this is the case this is not only the case to the mothers also wives who are housewives or who are homemakers. But actually, there is a considerable number or considerable ratio of mothers and wives who work outside and who do works inside their houses, and do the houseworks instead of their husbands or fathers of their children. So there is such an inequality, or there is such an unfair distribution of houseworks in many families in my country. And there are some advanced countries, which means, for example, so in my country, in my country, many people say that so Nordic countries are advanced, and in which husbands and fathers help their wives, and they help the mothers of their children. So which is why so the distribution of the houseworks are well balanced, or those houseworks are and the works related to or necessary to raise children are equally balanced. So that so for example, in this is, I think this is an extreme case, but actually, so how not housewives, or so in some case a father does houseworks and other works necessary to raise children, and only and mother the only thing or the only work the mother has to do is to breastfeed their own children, or that mother, in this hypothetical situation, or in this extreme example, so only work the mother has to do is breastfeeding for her children, or for her child. So in such a case, so so women do not have to do, or women are relieved from houseworks, because husbands or fathers do those works necessary for necessary for making their families tick. But actually, so what I'd like you to know in this episode is that, so to start with, raising children or protecting children are really cumbersome or troublesome, which means, not naturally thinking, people avoid problems, or people avoid hard problems, or people avoid, how should I say, people have avoided troublesome problems, and which is how human beings could so flourish by means of scientific developments, or research and development, or by innovations. So which is how science was developed, and which is how human beings, or mankind could have avoided many huge problems, like and beginning with. So for example, in the case of childcare, or in the case of raising children, so children are vaccinated to many dangerous diseases, so that children, so in the case of developed countries, children only, maybe main causes of the deaths of of the children in developed countries are, for example, traffic accidents, or suicides, or there are other causes of death. But actually, the death, or which means the death of children by diseases are really rare. So in such a situation, so in such a situation, children are not likely to die because of diseases. But actually, to reach that level, so and wives and husbands, or mothers and fathers, have to do many things. For example, somebody, or a father has to take their children to hospital, or there are other problems. For example, one of them, or both of them, have to work outside. So which is why, so somebody has to look after their children. So which is why, so even thinking about such a thing is really troublesome, and which is why married couples with children are really busy. So thinking about which, so this is my idea. But so this is, of course, this is my idea. But so what I'd like you to notice, or what I'd like you to think about, is that it's fine that married couples thrust works related to raise their own children to other people, which means this is the idea of, it's not each person, but the community which raises its children, which means it's fine to, if say, for example, if you get a child or children, so it's fine to thrust what is necessary to do to keep or to protect your own children to other people, or to the community, which means, so what I think is necessary is such a system for taking care of children, and it's a community, which means, what I'd like you to think about is that, what I'd like you to know is that, the community has to create some system in which the community takes, or the members, or other members of community take care of the children, which means, so please imagine a community in which some people are married and some people are singles, and some people have some married couples have small children, and some married couples have children children in their teens, or some married couples have children in their 20s. So which means, so to start with, so ages of the members of that community are validated or fully diverse. So thinking about which, not divorce but diverse. So thinking about which, so it's fine that people having a lot of time take care of children. So such a system, or enabling such a system, is what I'd like you to think about. And because I think this is really a good idea. For example, if there are some single people having a lot of time, for example, so it's fine that some married couples with babies slash works, or ask those single people with a lot of time to take care of their own children, so that by creating such a social system, so I think it's possible for I think it's going to be possible for those married couples to equally distribute or trust their own works necessary to do to other people with a lot of with a lot of free times, so that it's possible to make the system as that community tick. So I'm sorry for my clumsy explanation, but actually what I have thought is such a scheme or such a system, which means, so but what I'm thinking is to shift the responsibility of raising children from the married couples, or from the couples of their children to the community, which means, so the community takes care of the community takes care of those babies, or the community takes care of the community looks after, or the community does necessary works to do to raise those babies, because those babies are born to the married couples, or other couples living in that community. So which is such a scheme is what I'd like you to think about, or such a scheme is what I'd like you to find good idea, or good idea. So which is what I'd like you to know this time. So let me come back to the title and the conclusion of this episode. The title is "Children in Your Next Doors Are Your Children," and the conclusion is, it's not each person but the community which raises its children. If you see children of your neighbors, they are your children. So by the way, to enable or to create such a community, so what you have to do is to take the work, so to the necessary things for raising babies, which is what I'd like you to know. So of course, this is if I mean, of course, you can. I think you can do such a thing if you are singles, or if you are married couple, if you are married, but if you have a lot of times. So if you have a lot of free times, I think you can do so. I think it's an option you should choose for protecting the children of that community you belong to. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. See you. So by the way, so the past episode I was talking about in this episode is how to solve population decline. So let me repeat this again. So that previous episode I was talking about having the same content as this episode does, is How to solve population decline. This is a title, which is a title of that episode I recorded in the past. So please, so if you like, so if you are interested in, or if you get interested in that, I'm sorry for my bad pronunciation. If you get interested in, or if you are interested in that episode I created in the past, please take a look at the description column of this episode.